All right. So we have our you know um, environment here. Now we've seen how we can use this as a calculator, and we've seen how this excels at working with lists. However, lists can have more than just one set of data points. They can have a lot of things. So say for example, I have this is the list of bananas, and this is the list of uh, say the list of bananas of prices of bananas. I have it here. I put this in the previous video. Now, let's say that each of these bananas lives in a different supermarket, so in a different store, right? So for stores, I'm going to store names. So the first store is going to be in, I don't know, Sleepy Hollow. The next price of banana, it's going to be at I don't know, Winnetka. The next store, it's going to be the Chicago store. The next store is going to be the New York store, right? The New York. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bananas, 5 prices, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one more. The other one is going to be LA, the LA store. Okay, these are the stores. So each banana has a corresponding store, but it's pretty hard to keep track of that because, for example, if I ask you very quickly, uh, this price is from what store, and you go like, okay, this is 1, 2, 3. The fourth price goes to 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's the New York store. That's a very slow way to make correspondences. So R has another data type, which is another kind of data that it works on, which is the kind of data that we're going to use, I would say, for the remainder of this tutorial, unless we do a couple of tiny comments here and there. But these are data frames. So I'm going to create a variable, banana prices. Now I'm getting banana prices, okay? And that's going to be a data frame, data.frame. And here's what I'm going to put here. I'm going to put price is going to be the bananas. That's the vector that's going to have the price. And then I'm going to click on store, and that's going to be the store variable. This both have the same name here, store, but R knows that this is a name that you want to give, and this is a variable that you're using. So if I do that, look what I get now. If I type banana.prices, let's look up here. Banana prices, this doesn't tell me much, right? I would need to open it. And this doesn't tell me much. But if I type it here in the console and hit enter, I'll see the price column, the store, and these are the prices and these are the stores, right? And look at what's happened. Price and store are the names of my columns. I specified it here and here. If I want more columns with more vectors, I just keep adding them. And then in price, the vector under price is the vector that I had defined as bananas earlier on, which was this vector here. And the column store contains the vector store that I had defined right here. Okay, so you can see now this looks better. I can also view it with capital V E E W, and then the variable name banana prices there. If I do this, look at what happens up here. I get like a little Excel type of view, and I can select things and whatnot. Now, if I want to know, for example, the fourth or the third banana price, what it corresponds to, I can just look at here. Or I can also say banana prices, the variable, right? And then I type square brackets, and I just type the number of the observation, 3, and then a comma, okay? This means row number 3 and column because there's nothing in the columns side, all the columns. So if I do this, I get the price is $2.99 and the store is Chicago for number 3, right? Now, if I only want to know banana prices, just the store of number 3, I can do this. I can do, give me the third record, which is this one, right? But only the column store, okay? And I have to put it in a vector for good use. And it tells me, it says Chicago, and it says the possible stores, that means levels, the possible stores are Chicago, LA, New York, and Sleepy Hollow, and Winnetka, right? But it gives me the store of number 3. Conversely, if I want to know the price here, I can do this, price, and it tells me it's $2.99. So I can manipulate this in several ways. I can change things. Let's say, for example, the price, the banana price for Chicago changed. So I can do this, banana prices, okay? The row 3, which is the Chicago one, okay? And then I'm going to say the price. This time I'm not going to display this. Instead, I'm going to assign something to it. It's not going to be $2.99 anymore. It's $3.11. Okay, so I assign $3.11 to the price of the third record. So here, right? You see how it's $2.99 here? But look in the view, when I'm viewing it here, it changed to $3.11 right there. And if I type banana prices again, banana prices, I'm going to see $3.11. This view here always keeps the latest. If something changes, it'll change here as well, right? So you can modify things. Now, if you want a column and when you want to change it, remember, our Excels, when you work in vectors of data, if you want to change the price, let's say we want to add the tax, okay? We want to add the tax to this. And we know that tax, we defined a variable before, it was 10%, right? Well, one way of checking what is the price with the tax is to multiply that price by this. So for example, if the price is $2.99 and you want to know what is that price with tax, you can say times 1 plus tax divided by 100. That'll tell you immediately what the final price with tax is. So we can do this over the price column. We can say banana prices, okay? And here we're going to say all the rows, so I don't specify the row, and the column is going to be price, right? It's going to be the price, right? The same price times this. That's going to get long because to specify the price, I have to say banana prices, comma, C price, right? So it's going to be the same price multiplied by 1 plus tax divided by 100. Now look what happened. All the prices changed. They accommodated for the tax. So I changed a whole column, one column for all the rows, for all the records, with the same value they had before times something else. Okay? Digest this. Another way to write this abbreviation, an abbreviation for this kind of things when you want to select by columns is to say banana prices $ price is equal to banana prices $ price times, and then you do 1 plus tax divided by 100. I'm not going to do this again because then it's going to apply a tax over the current price, right? But that's a way to abbreviate. It's the same thing, okay? If I were to do this again, it would apply the tax yet again, and that's an incredibly high value. Let's do it just for fun, okay? So here you go, the whole thing. Now let's say I want to restore the prices the way they were before, right? And remember, I'm working on this data frame. I want to restore everything the way it was. Well, it's super tedious to have to type all of this again. this is when you start using files. And we're going to talk about files in the next video. And we're also going to talk about, hey, you want to get some data that you already have, let's say in Excel. You don't want to like type all the vectors and create the data frame yourself. How do we do that? We're going to talk about all of that in the next video.